Recently, there has been a lot of news about a possible discovery of intelligent alien life, particularly regarding the existence of some promising candidates for potential Dyson spheres. Those passionate about science fiction know well what Dyson spheres are. They are enormous structures built by technologically advanced civilizations. In this video, we would like to clarify the issue. What are Dyson spheres? Is it theoretically plausible that they exist? And above all, is it true that we have found possible evidence of these objects in the universe? Let's try to understand it. What are Dyson spheres, and where does this idea come from? Freeman Dyson, a British physicist later naturalized as an American, was a brilliant but also controversial physicist due to some decidedly unconventional scientific positions. However, Dyson often had interesting ideas worth discussing. One of these ideas, which bears his name, is the concept of Dyson spheres. How did the idea come about? In the 1960s, the possibility of intelligent life existing in the universe began to be taken very seriously, and the search for evidence of technologically advanced civilizations using astronomical tools like telescopes and radio telescopes was underway. There had been a famous paper by Cocconi and Morrison and the first search for possible intelligent radio signals by Frank Drake, which had yielded no results. In this context, Freeman Dyson published a paper in Science titled Search for Artificial Stellar Sources of Infrared Radiation. Dyson thought that a technologically advanced civilization would need a vast amount of energy, far beyond what is available on its home planet, and therefore would need to invent something to harness all the energy emitted by its star. Interestingly, our planet intercepts less than 1/1000th of the power emitted by the sun. The rest is lost in space. Dyson imagined that an advanced civilization, needing ever more energy, would build structures in space to collect all the energy emitted by its star. The idea is that eventually the entire star would be surrounded by a shell capable of absorbing and collecting all the emitted energy. Although this may seem like a science fiction idea, Dyson was inspired by reading the novels of Olaf Stapledon, a British science fiction writer. Stapledon was a very influential science fiction author and philosopher. His two most famous books are First and Last Men, 1930, which imagines the future of humanity over the next 2 billion years, and Star Maker, which envisions advanced civilizations transforming their planetary systems and building megastructures. In his paper, Dyson did not assert that Dyson spheres were plausible. He only wanted to explore what would happen if advanced civilizations built such structures and if we could observe them. His idea was that if there were a shell around a star, we would see anomalous infrared radiation because the shell would be cooler than the star and thus emit infrared radiation rather than visible light. Moving on to practical plausibility, constructing a solid shell about 1 meter thick around a star like the Sun, with a radius equal to the Earth-Sun distance, would require a mass of about 1027 kg, which is the mass of all the objects in the solar system excluding the Sun. This is far more material than is available, and building such a shell is therefore highly implausible with our current technology. Dyson himself suggested that, instead of a solid shell, thin solar panels could be constructed in orbit, but even this is beyond our current technological capacity. Recently, a study published in the monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society by a project called EOS searched for these objects and identified 7 candidates that could have characteristics compatible with Dyson spheres. However, the authors of the study themselves do not claim to have discovered Dyson spheres, but only that there are candidates that cannot be explained by known astrophysical processes and could be compatible with theoretical models. Another counter-analysis article suggested that these candidates might be background galaxies with an excess of infrared radiation, rather than Dyson spheres. Therefore, the case is not closed, and further studies are needed. In conclusion, the idea of Dyson spheres is interesting and speculative, but remains theoretical and not fully supported by current observations. However, it is a field of great interest and could be the subject of further studies in the coming years. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel.